dinner time in our house, so I thought that we would make some pizza for dinner tonight. I know it's only, where are we, 4:30. This isn't a quick and easy job, so you need to start it and give it a wee bit of time. So we're starting at 4:30. We're going to make the dough, and we're going to have to leave it to prove. So those of you that are in the Baking for Profit group or have made bread in any of your baking groups, you'll know that when you make the bread you have to leave it to rise before we can go and use it. So we'll get on with what we're doing. So today I've got some bread flour, okay, and we're going to weigh out 500 grams. Now this will be enough probably for 4 people. So you can make you 2 good sized pizzas. Okay, you can make the pizzas and freeze them, or you can make them, share them with your family, which would be nice. I'm sure they would love that. So 500 grams of strong flour. If you haven't got strong flour, you can use plain flour. We're going to add 1 dessert spoon, that's just a spoon you eat your pudding with, of sugar. Okay, and now we're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay, don't get them mixed up, make sure you've got them the right way down. There we go. Now, just because I've got it and I like to add it to my pizza, I've also got some natural yogurt. If you don't have it, don't worry about it, you don't need to add it. So, nice big spoonful of natural yogurt. And this is a sachet of yeast. So it comes in a box like this, and it's got 7 sachets in, and it's easy bake yeast. This is the best one to use for this recipe. Okay, so make sure the yeast is all down, snip off the top, and we just pour that straight in. Okay, there we go. Now, where's my spoon? We'll use this one. Give that a little bit of a mix together, and then I've got 325 mils of warm water. Okay, it hasn't come out the kettle and roasting hot, it's out of the tap and it's just warm. Okay, I'm going to pour it in and we'll start to mix it together. Okay, so we're going to make it a dough, and then once we've got this mixed together, then I'll come back to you and I'll show you how we're going to knead it. Okay, see you soon. What? Put some flour on the board, and oh, it's all sticky on my fingers. Okay, now a really good tip here is if you've got dough on your fingers, just dip your fingers in the flour, and you're going to use the flour really to wash your hands, and look, all the dough starts to come off. Okay, so we're going to be rolling, folding and pushing away, and we're going to knead this to make it nice and elastic, and we're going to do a bit of exercise for today, and we should knead this for about 10 minutes. Okay, so we're folding it over and we're pushing it away and we're stretching it. We want to see the dough being stretched like this. Okay, try not to add any more flour to your work surface. You just want to keep doing this, and the more you do this, the less it's going to stick to the board. Okay, so you're going to fold it and push. Okay, starts to get a bit sticky, don't worry, just keep going. Okay, once I've done this, I'll come back to you guys. Right, so there we go, and I've given this a really good kneading. I did have to add a little bit more flour onto the side, onto the work surface, but there we go. You can see now it's nice and spongy and it's not sticky at all. Okay, so the bowl that I mixed it in is still here. I haven't washed it out because we're going to dirty it again anyway. So we'll pop it in there. Okay, I'm then going to, I've got a tea towel which I've just run under the tap, made it damp, wrung it out, and I'm just going to sit that over the top of it, and we're going to sit it to one side until it's doubled in size. Okay, and then we'll take it on to the next step. Don't come too close. Okay guys, so here we go, here's the dough, it's now doubled in size, so we'll just pop it out onto a floured board. Okay, now I'm going to make 2 large pizzas like this. Okay, so I'll do one and then I'll do the other one after. I'll show you how to do one first. So, there we go. Knocked it back so that it's back to its original size. I'm going to cut it in half. Now, I have a slight problem. As most of you will know, I'm not living in my own house at the moment. I'm living with my cousin. And my cousin, who doesn't do a lot of baking, she's not just a baker, doesn't have a rolling pin. So I hunted around and I have found a bottle of lemonade. Okay, so I've given it a wipe down, I've cleaned it, made sure it's nice and clean, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it's going to work. So here we go. Oh, stick into the bottle, let's put some flour onto the top of the dough. There we go, that's better I think. Here we go. So we can always find something to use instead. Okay, normally at home I would do it on round pizza trays. I don't have round ones, so we're going to use the square one. Okay, so we're going to keep rolling. Hopefully you'll have a rolling pin and you'll be able to use that. Okay, so I'm going to keep rolling until it's the size of the baking tray. Okay. Right, so now I'm going to sprinkle it. It's the size of the tray, and I've sprinkled it with some flour. I'm just going to brush it over so that when we fold it in half it doesn't stick together. And I've measured the tin, checked either side. Now I've made it slightly bigger because I'm actually going to try and make a hot dog stuffed crust meat feast. So I've rubbed some flour over the top of it, and I'm going to fold it in half this way. I've got another little bit of flour on here, and we're going to fold it in half again. Makes it easier to lift. We'll lift it into the tray, and then we're going to unfold it. And hopefully putting the flour on will stop it from sticking together. Okay. Right. Now this is my selection of toppings, and I'm going to use this. I had this in the fridge. I'm going to use this for my pizza base, for my pizza sauce. I've got some chorizo. I've got some cut up hot dogs. I've cut them into thin slices to stuff the crust with. I've got some spicy chicken. We've got some bacon. And this here is a mixture. I made my own mixture, and it's half mozzarella and half cheddar, but you can buy pizza cheese already mixed in the shop. So I think we'll do the stuffed crust next. So we'll put a line of hot dogs around the edge. Cut that one. There we go. Okay, so I cut these into 4 lengthways, just so that they weren't too thick. We don't want them too thick. A little bit on there. There we go. And I'm just going to fold it over and tuck it in. Okay. So I'm going to do this all the way down. I'm hoping that this works. There we go. Right way round. I'll push it out to the edge. Okay. Folding it over as we go round. There we go, and we'll push it out. Okay. Right, that's that. Next, we'll open up the sauce. Now this is actually a pasta stirring sauce. So you can use any pasta sauce, or you could make your own tomato sauce. It's up to yourself. You can even use a little bit of barbecue sauce if you wanted, if you like a barbecue pizza. So we'll put in about half of that, because we'll need the other half for the other pizza. And we'll spread it right up to the edge of the crust. Okay. Smells lovely. This one's got peppers in. I can smell the peppers in it. Yum. Right, here we go. Now here's the fun bit with the toppings. So we've got 2 pizzas, so we're only going to use half of the ingredients. So we'll put a sprinkle of bacon. This was some bacon pieces that I chopped up, and I just fried them off in the frying pan and got rid of any extra oil. Okay, here's the spicy chicken. So pop a little bit of spicy chicken around. There we go. some slices of chorizo. Put these on top. Now you don't have to use the bacon, spicy chicken and chorizo. You can use whatever toppings you like. My favourite topping is a bit of a strange one, and it is tuna and banana. Which is great because I get to eat the whole pizza myself, because I don't have to share it because nobody else likes it. So here we go. Sprinkle of cheese on top. Okay. It's up to yourself how much you put on. Some people like it more cheesy than others. There we go. Now I have also got this here, which is tomato, where are we? Italian style tomato and herbs. It's like a mixed herbs, but when I went to buy mixed herbs in the supermarket, they didn't have any. This is all they had. And it's super handy, and I'm really liking using it. So I will use it like a pepper grinder. And there we go. It puts this nice sprinkle of herbs over the top. Okay, right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave that just enough time for the oven to heat up. I'll cover it over again. I need to do my other one as well, but I'll cover it over again like that with a damp tea towel. I'm going to leave it sitting just enough time for my oven to heat up to about 200 degrees. Pop it in the oven and I'll come back to you when it's ready. Hi guys, right, pizzas are finishing off in the oven, so I'm going to turn the oven off. Stand back when we open the door, let's have the heat out, and here we go. So here's one, and here's the other one. I'm going to very carefully slide it out onto the chopping board. There we go. Okay, smells absolutely amazing. So follow me over. I'm going over to the dinner table, and here we go. Pizza cutter ready, and we're going to have it with a nice fresh salad today. So let me know if you have any pizza for your dinner, if you make it, or even if you buy it. Let me know what your favourite toppings are, and I hope you enjoy. Cheers guys!